to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video all about how to make a relationship last. I have been with Tommy for 13 years now and I get so many questions every time I post a picture of us on like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook or YouTube or whatever. I always get a lot of people asking me how we've made it so far, especially when we met really young as well. So me and Tommy met when we were 15 and we've been together for 13 years. So today I'm just going to give you some tips and advice and things that I personally think. Obviously every relationship is different and I'm not saying by any means that you follow these rules and your relationship will work out, but it's more of a guideline on what I think works and also what is the best for the long run. Obviously, like I said, each and every single relationship is different and I'm just speaking from personal experience here. I generally don't do advice videos because I genuinely believe that if you're going to give advice, about something, then you have to have been through it to understand it fully, if that makes sense. So hopefully this video will help some of you guys. So number one is trust. Obviously, no trust equals no relationship. That's my motto. And I think that if you're in a relationship where you don't trust the other person, it's just going to be really hard on yourself not them. So obviously, if you don't trust your boyfriend or girlfriend, that's going to be a big problem. Not during the relationship, but also in the long run as well, because it's not healthy for both of you and you really need to work out why you don't trust each other. Another thing I realised just from girlfriends around me and in general, that a lot of girls don't trust their boyfriends, and it's not because the boyfriends have done anything wrong or that they're not trustworthy, it's because the girlfriends themselves are insecure. When you're insecure, you're naturally going to obsess over the smallest, tiniest things. Like even if he was just talking to a girl, you're gonna ask who that girl was, what's the relationship with that girl, how did he meet her and that. And there's going to be a long line of questions along the road and it's just not going to be healthy. Extremely normal for a girlfriend to ask boyfriend questions, but you need to know where to draw the line. You need to know that you don't need to spy on him, you don't need to stalk him, you don't need to check his mobile phone every 5 minutes. That is when the line is like crossed. And if insecurity is your main problem, then you really need to work on that, and it's really not fair for the boyfriend who you're giving a hard time just because you're insecure. So me and Tommy have had trust problems in the past, but that was a long time ago when we were quite young. I have been that girl before. I have been that insecure girl that checks their mobile phone every 5 minutes, that obsesses over things. And when I think back to how I was when I was younger, I feel really silly and I feel like, what was the point? It didn't do anything for the relationship, and if you don't trust someone, then it's just really hard to be happy. So number 2 is friendship. I find that when you are in a long-term relationship, it's important that you're not only boyfriend and girlfriend, but you're also best friends as well. Me and Tommy bounce off each other like I don't know, it's like we were made to be together. And I know that sounds really cliche and really cheesy, but a lot of our friends and a lot of our family don't get to see the way we act together. We only act the way we do together when we're at home alone, if that makes sense. No dodgy stuff, but I'm just saying, like, we act silly and we act like best friends, we fool around, and obviously when we go out and see friends and family, we're not entirely like that. I think that when you're really comfortable and really silly and really just like friendly and mess about with each other, prank each other, whatever, just keeps the relationship really fun and keeps the spark there. There's no fun in being boring and just like, hey babe, what's wrong? Hey, how was your day? Like, you know, it's really boring. We have a special way of communicating with each other, and if people saw that, they would think that we are completely nuts, but that's just the way we communicate and that's how we keep the relationship fun. And yeah, I think that's one of the most important things, is always making each other laugh, having fun, not only just seeing them as a boyfriend but also seeing them as a friend you can go do things with, you can have fun with, tell your secrets to, can be there for you when you're feeling a little bit shitty. You know, it's like all those things in one, but a boyfriend as well. Number 3 is effort. Obviously, every single relationship needs efforts in order for it to work, and what I find is that a lot of people, after a certain amount of years or a certain amount of period, they stop putting the effort in because they've been together for so long. There's no need to put effort in, and that person is not going to go anywhere. It's your boyfriend, it's your girlfriend, and there's not really any need to put any effort in. If you want the relationship to last the distance, then you have to put effort in. That is the major key. Effort and trust just go together on the same level. Without no trust, there's no relationship. Without no effort, there's no relationship. These two are like equally important. When I say effort, it doesn't mean buying each other gifts or doing stupid surprises and blowing each other off your feet. It just means respecting the person and not treating them like just a boyfriend or just a girlfriend. This is someone special in your life, and if you want it to last the distance, eventually become your wife, husband, your baby's mother, daughter, your baby's mother and father, you get the gist. But this is a very special person in your life, so you must put the effort in. Small things like making time for each other, having date nights, even just sitting down to watch a movie together. These all are the little things that make a good relationship, because you're spending time with each other, you're getting to know each other even more than what you already know, and you're just enjoying each other's company. Me and Tommy always have date nights, probably like twice a week. Once a week we'll go out somewhere for a nice dinner, and then the other day we'll probably just stay in, watch a movie, cook dinner together, you know, just spend time together. Even though we live in the same place and we're always seeing each other, that doesn't equal effort. Effort is when you make time for that person. Little things like going to the cinemas, maybe your girlfriend or your boyfriend wants to watch this certain movie, maybe suggest going to watch it, and even if you don't want to watch it, go anyways, because I always go with Tommy and I absolutely hate the videos. I absolutely hate the movies that he watches, and I'm not interested whatsoever, but I still go because he wants to watch it. But this leads me on to treating each other equally. I hear a lot when I talk to girlfriends or just normal friends, or even just like any girl, is my boyfriends stopped putting the effort in, my boyfriend stopped trying, my boyfriend doesn't care anymore, my boyfriend used to do this but he doesn't do that anymore. And I hear these things so many times, and believe me, it's completely normal. It's completely natural, especially when you've been in a long distance relationship. There's only so many surprises, birthday cakes, presents or whatever that they can think of to buy you or do for you, and eventually they will run out of ideas. But what I want to touch up on is treating each other equally. I hear a lot of girls say these things, but then what I do is I question them. So I ask, do you still do the things that you used to do for him when you were together in the early stages? And a lot of them will say no. Like I used to make Tommy paper stars, paper hearts. I used to always send him little love letters. I used to always buy him little gifts, and we was quite long distance, so we'd send each other cards and we'd put in a lot of effort. But when you think about it, we don't do any of those little things for each other now. But that doesn't mean the effort's not there. We do effort in a different kind of effort. But sometimes these girls who I talk to say that they don't do the things that they used to do, but still expect the boyfriend to do what they used to do. So how is that equal? If you don't put in the small effort that you used to, how can you expect your other half to put in the effort for you? A relationship is completely equal, and it shouldn't be because you're a guy then you should put in more effort, or because you're a girl you should cook. Like, what are these rules? Every single relationship is equal. Take turns if you want to wash, if you want to cook, whatever. If you want to put in the small efforts that you used to, then make sure you do yourself as well. There's no point in moaning about something that they don't do when you don't do it yourself. So number 4 is be realistic. When I say be realistic, I mean be realistic about a relationship. What is a relationship? How is it supposed to be? what is a realistic relationship? Have you been watching too many movies? Have you been watching too many Korean dramas where you walk out the coffee shop and it's snowing and suddenly he gets down on one knee and then the lights go off and then all these fairy lights come on? You know, just be realistic when it comes to a relationship. Don't be fooled by movies or dramas on how a relationship should be, because obviously it's all fake. It's to be realistic about occasions when it comes to birthdays, Christmases, Valentine's Day. Be realistic about what might happen and what's going to happen, and just don't leave yourself disappointed. A lot of times people work themselves up, and I am very guilty of this, but I've learned to let go over the past, or even 3 to 4 years. I used to expect flowers, I used to expect a teddy bear, I used to expect chocolates, I used to expect present, a really nice card when I wake up on Valentine's Day, and sometimes that just doesn't happen. That's the realistic relationship, and you can't blame anyone or anything. It's just the way relationships are sometimes, and just don't give yourself too high of hopes, because at the end you're just going to be left disappointed. Because I don't have any expectations, when those things do happen now, I appreciate it so much more. It's not just, oh, another Valentine's Day card, or oh, another Valentine's Day bouquet. It's really special, and I just think that don't set yourself up for disappointment. If you expect nothing, then you will never be disappointed. So number 5 is do not compare. Do not compare to other couples or other girlfriends or other celebrities or whatever. That is the worst thing you can ever do, because every single relationship, like I always say, is completely different, and even though your friends or whoever may look like they're in the best relationship ever, you do not know what goes on behind closed doors. Everyone wants to portray this image of a perfect relationship, really happy, really blessed, and sometimes that might not be the case. So never go up to your boyfriend and girlfriend and say, so and so does this for so and so, how come you don't do that? Because that is just a quick way to make your boyfriend or girlfriend feel shitty. Going back to me and Tommy, I remember when we was going through a hard time, a very hard time, but people never knew we was going through a hard time, and people would always comment on how perfect we were, how we never argue, how sweet we were. But those people don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, me and Tommy was ripping each other's hair out, and there's been a lot of times when me and Tommy like almost broke up for good, and it's just one of those things. You never know what goes on behind closed doors, so just don't compare. So that's my 6 tips for, well, I wouldn't say tips, just a little advice on how to make a relationship last long and how to make it work, how to make it a happy relationship. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope this answers some of your questions, because a lot of people always ask me how do I make our relationship work, especially since we met so young and it's been going on for so long. Yes, I hope this helps a little bit. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!